Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to summarize the poem on children, which is written by Khalil Gibran. He is a Lebanese American poet. His poems are considered as the poetic essays as they do not adhere to the usual versification. And The Prophet is his best known work and it has been translated into more than 25 languages, including Kannada. On Children is a selection from The Prophet, which offers a critique of the usual expectations of parents about their children and urges them to introspect. Parent children relationship is one of the most important relationship in the world. The parents have their own expectations from their children. Parents' expectations should have some limitations, as the prophet says in this poem. The poem is a discussion between the mother and the prophet. In the beginning lines, the mother is the speaker. In the remaining lines, the prophet is the speaker. It also highlights the role of freedom and parental support in shaping the future of their children. So, the mother holding the child against her bosom requests the prophet to speak of children. The prophet says that the children born to the parents are not their children. In the real sense, they belong to their own life. He says that parents have the only means to bring the children into the world. The children live with their parents, but they are not their property. They have their independent personalities. The parents may give their love to their children, but not their thoughts, because they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you can't visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. So here the prophet says that the parents should give, can give their love to the children, but not their thoughts, because they have their own thoughts. Parents can house their bodies. The parents may house their bodies, but not their souls, because they belong to the house of tomorrow. Tomorrow here it refers the future. The children live in future which the parents cannot visit. And parents try to adjust with their children, but they should not force their children to be like them. The cycle of life keeps moving forward and it doesn't tarry with the fast. And the life is like a river, it always keep moving. It doesn't go back like that. The parents also keep moving with their children. They should not force their children to live like their parents or like them. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. In these lines, the prophet makes the comparison between three things. Here, bow refers to the parents, and the living arrows to the children, and archer in the poem stands for the God, who bends the bow to send the arrow far and gain success. He sends the arrow on the infinite path. Bows should be stable from which arrows are sent forth. The archer bends the bow with his might, with his strength, in order to ensure the swift and far movement of his arrows. So in this way, the archer stands for God. He bends bow in his hand with his might because he wants to send the children. Children means arrows. He wants to send the children far and far and to gain success. To gain success, the parent should bend in the hands of archer. It doesn't mean that God loves only arrows, not bows. He loves both arrows and bows. So like this, the prophet clearly explained in this poem that the parents' expectations have some limitation. They should not force the children to be like them because they have their own thoughts, they have their own life, and they have own personality, individual personality, which can be shaped by their parents or by themselves. Thank you.